Welcome to a quick tutorial on how to get started in Kahoot. If you're watching this video clip, you probably have seen Kahoot used by other teachers, or you heard about it, and you want to get started. This tutorial will help you to do that. I'm going to have a look at how to create an account, how to search already made Kahoots, and also how to create your own quizzes or Kahoots. So to begin with, we need to open an internet browser. I'm a Mac user, so I'm going to open Safari. Your internet browser can be different, can be Google Chrome, whatever you prefer. So once there, we are going to go ahead and type in Kahoot.com. Kahoot.com. So once on their website, the first step we need to take is to sign up, unless you have an account already. I'm going to click on sign up. Now here we have a couple of options. We are going to choose to use Kahoot as a teacher. We're going to choose whether we want to sign up with Google account or sign up with email address. The easiest way, in my opinion, is to use Google account. You might want to pause this video clip, sign up, and then resume once you are ready. Because I already have an account, I'm going to sign in. I already have an account, I don't have to create it, I'm just going to sign in. This is what you should see once you create an account, once you've successfully signed in. There are a couple of features that we need to look at to successfully use Kahoot in our classroom. The easiest way, and probably the least time-consuming way to use Kahoot, is to find Kahoots. The search engine will enable you to do that. Let's say I've started the topic of adverbs with my grade 3 students, and I want to find Kahoots that will enable my students to get some practice. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna type adverbs. You want to be as specific as possible. Specify the grade level. So say adverbs grade 3. I'm gonna click search. Sorry, I made a mistake there. Grade 3. Make sure your spelling is correct. These are the Kahoots that other teachers have created and shared. We want to scroll down just to make sure that we have the correct grade level. So this one, for example, is not acceptable. Not acceptable, will probably be not appropriate for my grade. Grade 3 adverbs. I can see a number of questions here. This is a bit too long. 15 questions. I think I will go with this Kahoot 10 questions. First thing I want to do, I would like to check the questions. So I'm going to click on grade 3 adverbs. I'm going to look at these questions here. What do adverbs modify? Well, I don't really like this word modify. We didn't talk about that, so I'd rather go back. And again, your browser can be different, but just click back. Let's do this one. 20 questions, adverbs grade 3. I'm going to click on this Kahoot. I'm just going to sift through the questions and see if they're okay. Choose the adverb, sounds good. Choose the adverb, sounds good to me. I think this is going to be a good Kahoot for my class. Even though it's long, 20 questions, I think this is what I want to do. Once you've decided that the Kahoot is great, you don't want to edit it, you don't want to modify, you just want to play it, you are going to click play right here. Give it some time. We are going to choose to play Kahoot as player versus player, 1 per 1 device, granted that you have iPads per each student, or students have phones or a device with Kahoot application installed. I'm gonna click classic. Then give it some time. Right. This screen right here, join at Kahoot with game pin, should be projected onto the screen. The students should be able to see this screen, launch the application on their device, and enter this PIN code on their devices. Once students started logging into the Kahoot, you will start seeing their names popping up here, right here. Because no one is joining my Kahoot now, I don't have any names, but if there were some students joining me now, some names will pop up. So once you have the correct number of students, you want to click Start. I can unfortunately click Start now because I don't have any students, but this is what you will do to start right here. If you have an iPad next to you, I would suggest going to Kahoot and imagine that you are a student. Go to Kahoot, enter the PIN, enter the nickname or the name, and then just join this Kahoot, join this quiz. You will see your name popping up here, then you can start, and then you can just play. Practice your Kahoot before you go into the classroom. So this is how easy it is to play Kahoot. Now what I want to do now, I just close this one. What I want to do now is just show you a few more extra steps that you can take if the Kahoot that you found is too long, for example, and you want to cut it in half or remove some of the questions or edit some of the questions. To do that, we need to add this Kahoot or this quiz to your Kahoot, so your library. To do that, we're going to click on this 3 dots here and write down duplicate. Okay, so once we've done that, the Kahoot will take you to My Kahoots right here. You can click on My Kahoots and scroll a little bit down, and this is what you copied from the search engine into your Kahoots. So now it's no longer, it's still there in search engine. You didn't steal it or anything, you just copied it. So now you have a copy and you can continue editing. I click here. So now you have much more options as to what the quiz will look like. The first thing you can do, delete some of the questions. If you think those questions are too hard or maybe not appropriate, you just can delete them. Click delete. Are you deleting questions 2 out of 20? Yes. So this question is no longer there. Let's say question number 5, not really appropriate. Boom. This is how easy it is to delete the questions. Another thing you can do, you can give more time or less time for the students to choose the answer. You can modify the question as well. Click on modify. You can actually modify the question, modify the answers. I rarely do that. You can do that, it will take some time. But if I decide to use someone else's Kahoot, I either use it as it is or I change a couple of things. I can delete some of the questions, even though you can skip those questions while you are playing. There's a little, when you play Kahoot, there's a little button there that says skip. You can do that, or you can delete them in advance. Once you've done editing, click save. Now you have your Kahoot. You can play it. Again, if you play, the screen will pin code pop up and your students will be able to join your Kahoot using iPads with Kahoot application installed in it. Or just click I'm done. Now you have this Kahoot right here. This is Kahoot that you duplicated and then you edited it. So now you can play it. So let's assume my class has started and I want to play it. I'll click play. I'll choose classic and just give it time, make it full screen. So students will take their iPads, launch Kahoot application, and if it's not installed, well, it can be downloaded for free from App Store. It's worthwhile practicing joining the Kahoot using iPad so you can troubleshoot. If some students encounter problems while logging into the game, you can help them out. That's it. That's the basic guide how to start using Kahoot in your classroom. I'm going to recap really quickly. Once there, we can find Kahoots. This is what you will probably be doing most of the time, because Kahoot has a huge, a really vast library of beautifully designed Kahoots. So I don't see a point in creating more Kahoots. You can to contribute. You can certainly do that. But But if you're short of time, if you have a substitute class and you have iPads for this class, you don't have to have an iPad for every student. As you've noticed, you can create team Kahoots or have an option to choose team Kahoots. So just to demonstrate one more time what I'm talking about, let's say we're going to play this Kahoot, but instead of choosing a classic, we could have team versus team. You can have 4 iPads or 5 iPads per class and have students compete a team against another team. So I was talking about substitute. If you're substituting for a class, the easiest way is just to come into the classroom, find for appropriate Kahoot, and play it. It's educational and sort of fun. So that's about it. Find Kahoots, then your Kahoots. You can edit them and play them. This is how easy it is to play and get started with Kahoot. Well, I hope this tutorial has been helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. Or if you work in the same school, don't hesitate to ask me directly. Thank you.